Hi, learner. This is Dr. Ramesh Babu, professor from SR University, Warangal, India. I welcome you to this course on fundamentals of supply chain management. Any business who deals with the tangible products definitely require a robust supply chain in place to procure raw materials and to have efficient warehouse system for that, to process and manufacture the goods, then distribute them through the network and make it reach to wholesalers and retailers and to the ultimate consumers in the most efficient manner. This only can happen with a strong supply chain in place. The supply chain basically involves procurement of materials and services required, transportation and warehousing, manufacturing and conversion process required, packaging, delivering to the network of distributors and retailers, and arrangement for return logistics and reverse logistics. All these are comprised in the supply chain management. Now let us see what is supply chain management definition. Supply chain management encompasses the planning and management of all the activities involved in sourcing, that is purchasing, and procurement, which involves both acquiring services and purchasing raw materials, conversion, raw materials into finished goods, and all logistic management activities, including transportation, long journey transportation and short duration movements within the factory movements, and warehousing arrangements at every stage of the supply chain. Crucially, supply chain management also includes coordination and collaboration with the channel partners. And these channel partners are suppliers, intermediaries, third-party service providers, and customers for all the supply chain activities. In essence, supply chain management integrates supply and demand management within and across companies. The goal of supply chain management is to improve the overall performance of the supply chain. Means we will be managing the entire supply chain in an efficient manner. This is done by optimizing the flow of goods, flow of information, and flow of money. So this leads to reduced costs, improved customer service, and increased profitability by placing the product at a competitive price in the market. Now let us see the definition of supply chain. Supply chain is simplest term. You can see the sequence of organizations, their facilities, functions, and activities that are involving in producing and delivering a product or even service also. Let us see the definition of supply chain management. So this management is the strategic coordination of the supply chain for the purpose of integrating supply and demand management, balancing between supply and demand. And a strategic coordination is required. Now let us see the components of supply chain management. The entire process starts with the suppliers. Then it goes to manufacturers, then to distributors, then retailers, and ultimately customers. In this flow, we can see suppliers who provide raw materials and services. For example, manufacturing of a car. Various raw materials like aluminum alloy, steel, iron, rubber, composites, plastics, glass materials, ceramic materials, various metals and non-metal products, raw materials are required to make engine, gearbox, clutch, steering system, braking system, car body, electrical systems, all that. And services like energy used in making a car in the manufacturing plant, chemicals, water, any kind of service also involved, which are provided by the suppliers. Then next step is manufacturing. In manufacturing, these raw metals are transformed into the goods through a transformation process. It can be cutting, bending, painting, welding for a car. If it is a mango juice manufacturing, mango juice processing, mango cutting, say peeling, cutting, screening, filtering, pasteurization, then adding chemicals, preservatives, bottling, packing, etc. All these are transformation process for mango juice. And when this goes to distributors, so distributors play an important role, like they store at their level and they transport the goods. Then at retailer level, the duties of the retailer will be selling the product directly to the customers. And customer is the ultimate receiver of the product and service. Now let us see the flow in the supply chain. It's like a river flowing from upstream to downstream. Here, the materials flow. The materials may be in raw stage when they come from the supplier to manufacturer. And from manufacturer, it goes to distributor finished goods form. Then it goes from distributor to retailers and customers. So first stage of raw materials, tier 1, tier 2 supplier side, we call it as upstream. And towards the customer, we call it as downstream, because here the materials flow. At supplier manufacturing stage, the metals may be raw in condition. But after manufacturing, they are in fully ready product condition. Now let us see the important concept of matching supply with the demand profitably. This is the aim of the supply chain. So the balance required between demand side and supply side. This balance is maintained by an efficient supply chain. Those companies who don't have efficient supply chain cannot be competitive in the market with the competitive price compared to their competitors. A successful business can happen only with the right product at the right place, in the right warehouse or store, at right quantity, for the right customer, at the right time. All these together only can lead to higher profits for the company. Let us see the goals of supply chain management. The first one goal is reduce the cost. It can be cost associated with inefficient operations in transportation or logistics or warehousing or movement of goods, packing or any operations or scrap wastage, inventory holding costs, etc. All these are planning of supply chain. Second goal is improve the efficiency of the processes. Third goal is enhance the customer service. Fourth goal, increase the profitability of the company. Fifth goal, improve the asset utilization. Utilize the equipment capacity properly, fully. So these are the goals of the supply chain management. Now let us see in detail about the goals. Reduction in costs. Optimizing the processes to minimize expenses related to inventory, expenses related to the inventory, expenses related to transportation, and the production. When these three stages, expenses are controlled, total cost of manufacturing and logistics will come down drastically. This helps the company to place their product at reasonable price in the market, competitive price in the market. Improve the efficiency. Streamlining the operations to reduce lead times and improve responsiveness to the customer demand. Enhancing customer service. So providing timely and accurate order fulfillment and meeting customer expectations. This will definitely enhance the customer service. Increase profitability by reducing costs, improving efficiency, and enhancing customer service. SCM definitely contributes to the profitability increase of the company. By optimizing the use of resources such as equipment, facilities, and inventory, asset utilization will be definitely improved. Now let us see the importance of supply chain management. Globalization. Supply chains are increasingly global. They're requiring companies to manage complex networks of suppliers. A company manufacturing in India procures raw material from some other countries where, through global sourcing, where raw materials are available at much cheaper prices, lower prices. And also selling the products across the globe at a competitive price is possible with a good supply chain network. Increased competition. Companies are constantly seeking ways to gain a competitive advantage, and efficient supply chain management can be a key differentiator. Suppose two companies are manufacturing bikes. One company's supply chain is very robust and resilient with high technology and customer support. So the company which has got a robust supply chain will definitely have a competitive advantage compared to the competitor. And this can be a key difference. The logistic and supply chain costs are less than your competitor. You will make a better profits and you can place in a product at a better price. Changing customer expectations. Customers demand faster delivery times, lower prices, and higher quality products. So definitely this puts pressure on companies to optimize their supply chains. If one company A is spending 30% of total costs are for supply chain and logistics, company B, their total costs on logistics and supply chain is 25%. Definitely this 5% is an edge for them. Technological advancements. So new technologies such as cloud computing, big data analytics, and Internet of Things, they're transforming this SCM, enabling companies to improve visibility, efficiency, and responsiveness among all their stakeholders. When the visibility improves, it helps all the stakeholders. Risk management. Supply chains are vulnerable to disruptions such as natural disasters, political instability, and economic downturns. The effective SCM help companies to mitigate these risks. Now let us see some of the challenges in supply chain management. Challenges are inventory management, transportation costs, lack of visibility, demand forecasting, supplier relationships, and disruptions. These are the challenges in supply chain management. Let us see about these challenges in detail. Demand forecasting. Accurately predicting customer demand is essential for effective plan. So, prediction of the customer demand through latest technologies like artificial intelligence, forecasting techniques, so that the planning is done effectively. But it can be difficult due to factors such as seasonality, promotions, and economic conditions. Another challenge is about inventory management. Balancing inventory levels without incurring excessive holding costs, excessive inventory carrying costs or holding costs is a constant challenge. Companies procure large quantity of inventory and store, but they are not able to utilize immediately. The warehousing cost will be, a burden. Then another challenge is relation with the suppliers. So managing relationship with multiple suppliers can be complex, especially when dealing with suppliers in different countries and cultures. A supply chain manager or logistics manager or operations manager must definitely know these challenges so that they plan to mitigate these issues and challenges. Transportation costs can be a significant expense, and companies need to find ways to optimize transportation routes and modes. Various modes, rail, road, sea transport, has to be optimized. For example, compared to roadways, railways are much economical for long distance transportation. Supply chain disruptions is another challenge. Unexpected events such as disasters, strikes, political instability, they can disrupt supply chain. They can cause delays and shortages. And the challenge is lack of visibility. This is especially difficulty in tracking goods and information. As the products move through the supply chain, they can hinder decision making and problem solving. So advanced technologies like blockchain technology, RFID, all these can help to track the goods properly. Now let us see some of the emerging trends in supply chain management. The very first one is digitalization, sustainability, resilience, use of artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain technology, and additive manufacturing. These are the emerging trends. Let us see in detail. Digitalization, use of digital technologies such as cloud computing, big data analytics, and IoT to improve visibility, efficiency, and responsiveness. Sustainability, increasing focus on environmentally friendly practices such as reducing carbon emissions, minimizing waste, and using sustainable materials. Supply chain resilience, building supply chains that are more resistant to disruptions and able to recover quickly from the unexpected event. This is called resilience. When unexpected event happens, our supply chain should recover quickly to the original condition. We should build such a system, which is called resilient supply chain. Another emerging trend is AI and ML, using of AI and machine learning to automate the tasks, improve decision making, and predict the future trends. Blockchain technology helps to improve the transparency and security in supply chain transactions. With authenticated access to the stakeholders, blockchain helps people know the status of all the documentation, all the product is live in authentic knowledge. Customized products can be made using additive manufacturing technology, reducing lead times and inventory costs. What is the comprehensive overview of supply chain management? The overview you can see sourcing and procurement are one important area. Logistics management, including warehousing and transportation, is another important area. Conversion is another important area where production, manufacturing, or processing or conversion happens based on the product. This is called transformation process or conversion process. Then coordination and collaboration, it is either through planning, designing, executing, coordinating, controlling, etc. Managerial functions of SCM. Now let us see the key components of a supply chain. A typical supply chain includes the following stages. First is suppliers, who provides raw materials, components like standard components, and services. Manufacturers, they transform raw materials into finished goods. Distributors, they store and transport the finished goods to retailers. Retailers sell the finished goods to end customers. Customers purchase use the finished goods. And reverse logistics will be there wherever there are rejections or issues in the warranty phase or rejections or damages before sale, etc. So all these stages are interconnected through flow of materials, flow of information, and flow of money. So effective SCM requires managing these flows, three flows: materials flow, information flow, and finance flow efficiently. Now let us see the supply chain cycle. The very first person in the cycle is the supplier, then manufacturer, the distributor, retailer, and customer. In case something goes wrong at the customer level, reverse logistics or return logistics. Let us see the core processes in supply chain management. Planning is the first, then making, then returning. Then supply chain is very much connected with the sourcing and delivery also. In planning stage, we develop strategies to meet the demand. We use demand forecasting techniques. We create strategies for manufacturing. Then making means managing the production process, managing the manufacturing plant, processing plant. Then returning related to managing product returns and repairs. Sourcing is related to selecting and managing suppliers. Then in delivering, we can see managing the transportation and distribution. All these are the core processes in SCM. Let us see these core processes in detail. So in planning, developing strategies and plans to meet customer demand. This includes forecasting, capacity planning, and inventory management. And in sourcing, selecting the suppliers and relations. This involves negotiating the contracts with the suppliers, managing the supplier performance and evaluation, and ensuring the quality. During manufacturing, the making process or production process, It includes scheduling the production based on what batches we want to produce, when we want to deliver, managing the inventory within the manufacturing plant, and ensuring the quality. When it comes to delivery, managing the transportation and distribution of goods. This includes selecting the right transportation mode and means, managing all the warehouses in the supply chain, and fulfilling the customer orders. The wholesaler fulfills the retailer's orders. The finished good warehouse fulfills the wholesaler's orders. Then returning. So managing the return of the products is called returning. This includes processing the returns, repairing the returns, and disposing of products. Now let us see some of the advanced technologies used in supply chain. Supply chain technologies include transportation management system, which optimizes transportation and logistics. Warehouse management system. This technology helps in managing the warehouse more efficiently. All the warehouse storerooms and storage points are very much connected to the computer network. All the stakeholders can access the usability, occupancy, and availability of the warehouse. Then an SCM software, it provides tools for planning and execution. The ERP systems, enterprise resource planning systems, they integrate the business functions for seamless operations. Then RFID helps, radio frequency identification. Radio frequency identification device. This helps in tracking and identifying objects using radio waves without any contact. Very easy to maintain the inventory and track. Blockchain technology helps in enhancing transparency and security. It helps in forecasting the demand and optimizing inventory. These are the technologies used in supply chain. Let us see these technologies in detail. ERP, an ERP system, it integrates all aspects of business, including finance, manufacturing, and supply chain. An SCM software, it provides tools for planning, sourcing, making, delivering, and return. All these are integrated in an integrated SCM software. The WMS helps in managing warehouse operations, including receiving, storing, and shipping, dispatching. The TMS helps in managing transportation operations, include routing, scheduling, and tracking. And RFID helps to track and identify the objects very quickly and easily. A blockchain helps, which is a decentralized and distributed ledger technology that can improve transparency and security in the supply chain. EIML helps in forecasting the demand, optimizing the inventory. Now let us see some of the risks involved in supply chains. Supply chains are prone for various risks like disruptions, delays, quality issues, security threats, and geopolitical risks. Disruptions are relevant to natural disasters, political instability, and economic downturns. Delays are related to transportation delay, supplier delay, and production delay. All these cause risk to the business. Quality issues, defective materials, poor workmanship, and inadequate quality control. It can cause quality issues, which in turn is very important. Security threats like theft, vandalism, and cyber attacks. These are the security threats involved in supply chain. Geopolitical risks like tariffs, trade wars, and political instability can cause supply chain disturbances. Let us see the risk management strategies in supply chain. Effective risk management involves identifying, assessing, and mitigating the risks. So one should have a plan in advance to mitigate and face the risks. Some of the common risk management strategies are diversification, redundancy, insurance, collaboration, business continuity planning. When we see diversification, sourcing from multiple suppliers and using multiple transportation routes is required. In case of emergency or disturbances, we can have alternative supply. If one supplier does not provide supplies because of some reason, we have somebody on the bench in the panel, you can suppliers. Also, alternative route, so the transportation will not have. Redundancy, to maintain the backup inventory and capacity. Some spare capacity must be planned. Backup inventory must be planned. Insurance help in mitigating the risk, no, to avoid any financial loss when something goes wrong. Collaboration, working with suppliers and customers to mitigate the risk. When you collaborate with your supplier and support the supplier also responds fast. Developing the plans to ensure business continuity in the event of disruption. Supply chain strategies. So different supply chain strategies can be adopted depending on the nature of the product and the market. Let us see the strategies. Efficient supply chains. Focus on minimizing the cost and maximizing efficiency. These are suitable for products with a stable demand, low profit margins, maybe mass production products, FMCG goods. Responsive supply chains. They focus on responding quickly to the changing customer demand. These are suitable for volatile demand, high profit margins, maybe products which are demanded by the customer. Agile supply chains. These combine the best of both efficient and responsive supply chains. They are flexible and adaptive, allowing companies to respond quickly to changing market conditions. Lean supply chains. They focus on eliminating the waste and improving efficiency throughout the supply chain. This has the feature of eliminating non-value-added activities, which is good. Let us see the key performance indicators in supply chain. First one is on-time delivery. This has to be measured. How many percentage of orders are delivered on time? This is a measure. Order fill rate. The percentage of orders filled completely. Order fill rate is another KPI. Inventory turnover. Number of times inventory is sold and replaced in a given period is inventory turnover. Days of supply. How many number of days are the inventory is on hand? And cash to cash cycle time. This time is the time it takes to convert raw materials into cash from sales. This is called cash to cash cycle. And customer satisfaction is a good measure of satisfaction with the supply chain. Now let us summarize this session. So supply chain management is a critical function for businesses of all sizes. To recap, let us see the supply chain flow. Flow starts from supplier, then through transportation it reaches the warehouse, raw material warehouse, from there it goes to manufacturing plant, from manufacturer it goes to distributor through, it goes to warehouse and transportation arrangement. Then distributor will send to retailer through transportation arrangement. The small warehouse is involved at distribution level also, retailer level also, ultimately to the customer. Here the flow we call it as upstream and downstream. Upstream towards supplier, downstream towards customer. Then balance supply side and demand side is another important aspect. Supply. To have higher profits, the right product plus right price plus right store, right quantity, in the right customer at the right time will fetch a higher profit. Balancing of supply chain. You can see the supply chain cycle to recap starts from supplier, then manufacturer, then distributor, retailer, customer, and reverse logistics involved. We also learned the core processes: planning, making, returning, sourcing, and delivery. We also learned various advanced technologies used in supply chain: transportation management system, warehouse management system, SCM software, enterprise resource planning softwares like MRP, Material System Planning, AIML, blockchain. By understanding the basics of SCM, companies can improve efficiency, reduce the cost, enhance the customer service, and gain a competitive advantage. To understand this, let us recap. What kind of goals one must set in the supply chain? First is reduce the cost related to inventory, transportation, and production. Improve the efficiency. Reduce the lead time and improve responsiveness to customer demand. Enhance the customer service. Always provide timely and accurate order fulfillment. Meet the customer expectations exactly what is required. All these goals must be set by supply chain at every point. Also to set the goal of improving the asset utilization. Optimize the use of resources such as equipment, facility, and inventory. And understand the core processes thoroughly. Recruit experienced people in supply chain and deploy them at every stage in all the core processes like planning, sourcing, making, delivering, and returning. Planning must be done to meet the customer demand very precisely. Like do the forecasting very accurately using scientific methods like qualitative and quantitative techniques. Do the capacity planning and inventory management planning. Then sourcing, select the suppliers, good quality suppliers. Manage suppliers relationships. This will help, to have a seamless supply from the suppliers. Have a good contracts, maybe at a good price. Give a good price to the suppliers so that they do deliver well. When raw materials are good, finished product will be good. Continuously follow up and measure the performance of the suppliers, evaluate them, keep good suppliers, and which ensures the product. And when manufacturing, scheduling of production is the core process. Managing inventory is another important process. Ensuring quality. If these are ensured, customer satisfaction can be achieved. And deliver, like manage the transportation and warehousing operations, manage the warehouses, transportation modes, and fulfill the orders. Returning invoice, repairing of products, processing returns by the dealers and distributors or transporters because of damage or poor quality during manufacturing, or return by the customer during warranty period because of performance issues. Have an appropriate plan to dispose those scrap or unused materials or irreparable materials. These are the core processes. Now let us a third point. As the business environment continues to evolve, it is essential for companies to stay competitive, abreast of emerging trends, and adapt their SCM strategies accordingly. For example, utilization of artificial intelligence, use of machine learning programs, use of blockchain technology for authentic and secure, safe documentation and sharing of information between supply chain stakeholders. So, overall, this introductory lecture provides a foundation for further exploration of various aspects of supply chain. With another interesting session, we'll meet again. Thank you so much. Thank you.